It's the Christmas season, and while we all await the sighting of Santa's sleigh over our sleepy hamlets, we can catch other types of sleighs carting around the icy streets preemptively. I mean, of course, delivery vans, hustling and bustling boxes to and fro, getting gifts into the hands of adults to exchange at boring office Secret Santa parties, and sometimes DoorDashers hauling 55-inch TVs.
I just want you to know, whoever ordered this DoorDash, you a whole hoe. You a whole hoe today and tomorrow.
If you've gazed upon these human elves with envy, I couldn't blame you. After all, it must be a vibe to drive through snow-lined streets, bed full of goodies, imagining the bright and cheerful faces of your fellow citizenry. True Santa core. I'm sure this is exactly how it happens, and that it is fun and not terrible. In the spirit of following in the footsteps of St. Nick, we'll be putting rubber to road in Easy Delivery Co., a game that promises what the title implies. Looking at the Steam page, the game is reminiscent of something you might have spotted your older cousin playing one Christmas years ago, the memory, a wisp. In a cozy low poly winter with a secret somber undertone, we will deliver. What? Who can say? But still, we deliver. It's a little hard not to be excited. It hits a nostalgic tone for something released just a few months ago, reminding me of DS Animal Crossing, PS1 racing games, and those old school horror games I was always too afraid to play. Here's looking at you, Piglet. I'm putting a strange amount of expectation on an indie game, so let's hope I'm not overhyping this. Dropping in, we're greeted with a nostalgic CRT experience, data running down our mock monitor. EasyCo renders on screen, followed by our menus, a somber gray winter background setting the mood, a train rolling by. It's very stylish. On the main menu, we can also change the font and language. The options are presented as computer executables, great detail. We're able to turn off the CRT effect, but where's the fun in that? Everything else is standard. Starting up, we're wished an easy day. We ride the train in a short segment before being dropped off into our car, the time ticking away. The pause menu shows off our goal. Select and complete one delivery. We're also assured that it's okay if some of the payload breaks. I guess our customers have insurance. We check the job menu and to load in. The distances are in metric, not great for me. We pick the cheaper, shorter job, but the menu just shows off a weird drawing. We find some letters about our new employment, and it seems we'll be having an easy day, one way or another. Set to pick up from Easy Flowers, we head out. We drive briefly, trying to heed a stop sign. The flower shop is very close by. We're able to get out of the truck, and our player character is a stern-looking fellow. I like him. We meet Ada, the flower shop owner, and she speaks with an Animal Crossing dialect. We collect her flowers, bringing them out to the truck. I'm surprised we get to load them up ourselves. I expected this to be a drive into the zone type of game. We deliver two houses down, a little lame, but fine for learning mechanics. We leave the flowers on the side of the road, finishing our first goal. Our next task is the same job, and Ada says some cryptic stuff about warmth. Looking around, we spot a dog near a fire. He asks us for an energy drink in exchange for a fuller map. We oblige. I back into a telephone pole during this, but nothing bad happens. Our new friend MK fills out our map, but lets us keep the drink, inviting us to visit his house sometime, though we'd need to clear the road first. After another short delivery for Ada, we take a longer one, bound for Easton. There's a gas station down that way, so it's good to scope it out. While trying to figure out the map, I do something because my mission and goods disappear. We take another small job, and Ada offers to be my feelings. So kind of her. At Easy Eats, we get a quick DoorDash job, the old man comparing us to someone called Seb. much like Ada did earlier. I guess we've got some boots to fill. We take a second job, long distance. We make our way out of town over some snow. I'm a bit of a menace, flipping at one point. Luckily, we survive. The ambience the game gives is cold, cryptic, and crazy nostalgic. We arrive at another town, and we have to pull over so we can drink an energy drink. This prevents us from dying, I guess. Dropping off our package, we earn a nice chunk of cash. We go into the bar and meet 60. Next door, we buy a lighter from Fortino, who dumps that he's in love with Ellie at the bakery. We take a job with pickup in Easton just to get us over there. I want to learn the map. It's a little confusing and I get a little lost, but we make it. At Easy Auto, we meet Reed, again mistaking us for Seb. Some packages fall off as we move, and a letter reminds us this is no big deal and to not go back for them. We take the package up the map, but it isn't long before we slide off a cliff. The car stalls and the packages exit, forcing us to reset. Generously, we reset nearby, the packages waiting on the road. This happens again, and I learn to love the reset. At the top of the map, I'm expecting a drop-off, but instead we're met with a blocked tunnel. It takes me a second, but we figure out burning the brush with the lighter is the way forward. I have no energy and no money. Nothing is separating me from that $40. We get through, deep snow awaiting. We tackle it like only a madman in a mini truck can. Goods dropped, we earn our pay. I take another near job, hoping for a vending machine. We fish our wish. The kicking is a nice touch. Hopped up on White Monster, we head inside where we get called Seb again. We stop at the near pawn shop, meeting Cece. She offers blind bags, but they're out of our price range. The drive is hard, this area of the map is much more rough than the previous. We finish the delivery, and then meet Gus, who works at the gas station. We head back to Mountain Town, our starting area, but have to reburn the blockage, which is weird. While we wait for it to burn, I realize the cabin we did our delivery to is the cabin I'm supposed to meet MK at. So we head back. Together again, he teaches us about coffee and recommends we go buy snow tires nearby. We try, but we're a little short, so I do a swift delivery back to MK's cabin. Money in hand, we get our upgrade. Leaving, I almost back into MK, who awaits outside around a fire. He talks about Fishing Town and asks us to meet him there. It's clear now MK is our driving force, and following his missions will lead to the end of the game. We take a delivery on our way back to Mountain Town. After dropping it off, we use our snow tires to get through the East Tunnel, where we're swiftly met by MK. He tells us of the economic devastation brought by EasyCo and how we need to activate the radio towers to get through to the hydro dam. After this, we walk down the gate tower out of curiosity, where I promptly freeze to death. The afterlife awaits, a series of halls. Eventually, we are respawned. We head back to Mountain Town, stopping at the near radio station. We burn the log blocking the stairs and climb up. We begin to freeze, the lighter not seeming to help, but more wood at the top saves us. Low on energy and out of options, we flip the station on quickly before leaving. On the way down, we race against the cold. We succumb. In the afterlife, we walk more halls, talking coming from other rooms. Alive again, we get some energy drinks and pick up a package from Fit, our new admirer. We drive up Mountain Town, stopping to turn on the second radio station. We head up to Munton to drop off our delivery. It's at the top of the mountain, which is a little brutal. Thank God for snow tires. At the top, we meet Fives, Six's brother, 6-7, and get a delivery from Theo. We head down the mountain, which is a lot more fun than heading up. You can tell because I flipped the truck, resulting in a fiery explosion. 10 out of 10. On our feet, we cross a new bridge into Lopton. We drop off a package and head into the depot to buy the cooking pot MK keeps telling us to get. We take a small job, finally meeting Ellie. What a charmer. We head to the final radio station. It's across a bridge on a solitary mountain. We climb up, often beefing it on the treacherous trail. At the top, it's another tower, so we climb, but heat leaves us fast. We freeze to death. I'm not sure what I did wrong. We have energy. After respawning, I try and get the truck closer, which helps, but I beef it trying to pull my lighter out in case that was actually helping, and we die right by the door. A letter sent afterwards confirms the lighter helps. We give it another go, racing against the cold, lighter in hand. We manage to make it to the top, turning on the station. We leave. We stop back at the bakery, getting a delivery that'll take us to Fishing Town. As we head out, I notice my gas is low. We stop at MK's, using the cooking pot to make our first cup of coffee. It yields 3 cups, but it's clear relying on energy drinks isn't the way. We take an off-road path next to the cabin up the mountain to the gas station. We don't have enough money for a full tank. I try to fill it up with 20 regular cash, but they take all my money rather than letting me pay for what I want. Because we have a delivery to Fishing Town, I can't take any short jobs for pocket change. We drive through Mountain Town, enjoying the vibes. I find patience is rewarded in this game. Anytime I try to take a shortcut, I mess everything up. At the gate to Fishing Town, we throw the switch. MK greets us, telling us we need to earn money for bumper bars to get into the hydro dam. He also warns us that we're trapped on this side of the gate for now, so Fishing Town is our new home. He recommends, well, fishing. We need to go to Clifton to get the bumper bars, but our lack of funds spurs us past towards Dampton. We get a little lost before I realize the delivery spot is actually in Upper Dampton. Dropped, we earn almost $100. This leaves us a little short for the bumper bars, so we take a job from Dampton back to Clifton. We drop the goods and hit the easy auto. Bars acquired. They now offer ice chains, but it's out of our price range at $300. We take a job from Clifton to Dampton, and then from Dampton to Smalton. Along the way, we crash through the dam gates. I choose to finish the delivery first. After we stop for gas, the wind picking up. Empty and fueled, we go back for the dam. After re-crashing through, we arrive. We take a solitary elevator down. In the storeroom, we head to the back. We find only walkie-talkies. The walking simulator walkie-talkie has reached us. Back in the car, I notice intercity jobs are back on the menu, so we grab one to Snowy Peaks, hoping to make some money before I need those ice chains. We head back to the gate and meet up with MK. He's gotten the gate open for good, but reveals he's working to help save all the shopkeepers, describing them as ill. He needs our help and tells us to buy the ice chains. He'll meet us at the Weston Tunnel when we're ready. The Christian Weston Chandler Tunnel. Needing $300, we head up to Snowy Peaks. We drop off our delivery, getting a nice chunk of change. We take another delivery back to Fishing Town, and it's clear we're gonna have to do this 2 or 3 more times. Since the pickup is at the bar, we stop at Easy Eats, getting coffee powder. We go to MK's cabin and we whip up 9 cups of coffee. I know we're supposed to use our own cooking pot, but firewood is expensive, and MK's house is free. We run some more packages, ending with a local Clifton job to get just enough. Inside the Easy Auto, the shopkeeper glitches out as we buy our tires. It felt obvious from our initial conversations with Ada, but yeah, everyone is a robot. New chains on, we head to the Weston Tunnel to hit the factory. We meet with MK, who confirms robotics by commenting that his own programming won't let him breach the factory. He sends us, reminding us to hop up on energy first. We drive across the lake, ice cracking behind us. Very Polar Express. We cross, slamming into a gate. At the end, we ram into the elevator. We take it down. As we walk, MK speaks to us. He tells us about Seb, his best friend. As we walk over servers, MK asks us to reboot the townspeople to help them. At the end of the long walk, the terminal sits. Accessing it is reminiscent of the title screen. We reboot the people, as MK asks. He comments that only he will remember what happened, and that he wishes there was more to be done. The game ends, unsatisfying. Left with the impression I did something wrong, I go back in. There was a second entry on the terminal, so I go back in to check it out. MK says nothing this time as we walk. This time we shut down the hydro dam and all the shopkeepers. It takes us back to the menu, but nothing changes either. We find MK lying on the ground, turned off. In the bar, the shopkeeper sits off in the dark. There are no jobs, the system offline. Confused and left incomplete, I actually look up if the game is over. It turns out what I thought was the bad ending was the neutral ending. I then went back and did the bad ending. Left in a dead world, there's only one thing to do. We head over to Easton, going into the pawn shop. There's a recovery disc we can steal here to put everyone back to rights. I'm not sure how the player is supposed to know this natively. While we're here, I also try to steal a blind bag. I've been really curious about them and I can't justify the price. Alas, it won't let me open it. Disc in hand, we head back to the factory. We walk the walk for the third time before hitting the terminal. The disk is detected, and we reset and restore the shopkeepers. Credits roll. Victorious, albeit with help, I pop back in to see the world. MK is gone. We take a job to Snowy Point so I can get enough for a blind bag. It's a new coat of paint for the car, gray, pretty okay. MK is back at his cabin. He thanks us for restoring everyone and announces he's leaving to go find a backup of Seb, trusting the shopkeepers to us. He goes, and the world feels more quiet without him. We do some more deliveries to buy the fishing rod, but it's pulling teeth as my fuel and energy drop. When we finally get the rod, I'm told I'll need firewood as well to fish at all, an extra $20. Out of gas, I can't take deliveries, and I'm forced to go to the gas station. There, I spend my last $5 and take a delivery to Clifton. I now have $15, but I'm forced back to the gas station again, unable to take a delivery. Stuck in a hole I'm too lazy to get out of, I opt to just end my playthrough. We saved the town and should have ended on that high note, but let's load up our thoughts on Easy Delivery Co. A true cozy core game, Easy Delivery Co. has a lot to offer, but not at the expense of some frustration. Mechanically, the game is mostly solid, but the economy is its biggest enemy. Early on, jobs felt properly weighted. A few dollars here to buy an energy drink, a few more to get a lighter. The goals didn't feel overwhelming, and the pacing felt good. A few jobs to goal, never more than a handful. Enough to feel like a gig worker, but without the sheen of grind. Unfortunately, after midway, grind becomes the game. It's about driving to the furthest place offered, and back again, again, and again. The jobs also feel worth less. Earlier in my playthrough, I recall seeing some jobs worth $80, $90. By the end, I was lucky to get anything worth 70. This isn't helped by the lack of things to do outside of delivery. I barely interacted with the townsfolk because they offer nothing. They have no side quests, no minigames, no secret leads. Just flavor text. A slot machine in the bar would do wonders, though I get driving as the core experience. The secondary player draw is intended to be fishing, I think, but I couldn't actually do this, the dosh it takes to fish out of my reach by the end of the game. After dropping $300 on ice chains, 130 on top of an additional 20 every time you want to fish, feels like a lot. The driving experience is fine, but I felt it degrades when you upgrade to the snow tires, which feel very flighty. While they're great in Snow Peak and okay in Fishing Town, it makes Mountain Town very annoying to traverse. This is unfortunate, obviously, because Mountain Town is the central hub. The car itself is modeled nice, and it seems different car colors come from grab bags, which are overpriced. If I had known that was the prize, I wouldn't have bought one. The fuel system makes sense, but I don't like that not having fuel bars you from taking deliveries. The game is hesitant to strand the player, so it goes out of the way to bring in a heating system and turn off deliveries. This seems like more work than just creating a tow truck system where it drags you to a gas station and bills you. You get a quarter tank and go in the red $20. The energy system is also a bit of a miss for me. It interacts with the heating system, but I didn't feel much difference between having 2 bars and 6. It seems more invented for economy reasons rather than player experience. I think a sleep system would have complemented, maybe letting you set up a small tent in the truck bed. It's clear the energy items are supposed to scale energy drink to coffee. I never felt the need to go beyond coffee, but I know tea and fish soup exist. Heating is the most important system, and it makes sense with the climate. Other elements leverage it. It prevents the player from walking around a map not designed for the pedestrian, and it creates an urgency when needed. Impact can be lessened by energy, and a fueled up car keeps you toasty. The delivery system is fine, generated as expected, offering a mix of local and intercity jobs. My biggest complaint ties into the map. To my knowledge, you can only see the map when you pick a job, and if that's wrong, let me know, but it's super annoying. It also means when you take a job going into another area, you don't actually know where in the other area that destination is until you load in. Not the end of the world, but far from ideal. I think with a revamped economy or cheaper resources, these systems could be a lot easier to manage. When I followed the story beats, they worked well enough for the most part, but once I got into late stage, they fell apart quickly. Aesthetically, the game is beautiful in that low poly way, and it leans on this beauty, it has to. So much of the game is just driving in snowy landscape with just the radio playing. But it really is evocative of memory and how technology used to feel before it became encumbering. It taps into soul, and it does it well. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a form over function project created to showcase a vibe rather than game design. It uses limited assets correctly as well, building story around it. All of the buildings are carbon copies because of a megacorp. All of the characters are duplicated because they're robots. MK is unique from everyone else, naturally lending authority to his story's significance, while also leaning on the KK Slider archetype for familiarity. In a strange world, he's the player's only lifeline and the only driving force. And driving force he is, a one man mover. The story is simple. Delivery driver Seb tended to the villager robots until he's replaced. MK misses the old delivery driver and recruits the new one to help the villagers as Seb would have wanted. The new driver breaks into the factory, and if you're playing the intended ending, uses the restore disc to fix the ailing villagers. Happy they're in good hands, MK goes to look for a backup of his friend. It's light dressing for a delivery sim, which is light dressing for a nostalgia showcase. While some of the villager flavor text changes after beating the game, nothing else really happens. This is fine if you're into the game as a time sink, something to do idly while listening to Christmas music or while ignoring your family. If you're looking for more active engagement, your story ends when MK's does. For sound, it's done well. The radio could use more variety, maybe even the user's own files, but I like the lo-fi jazzy vibe of the music in the game. The foley of the car and the shifting boxes is pleasing, and I had no complaints. Overall, I would give this game a 6 out of 10. A nostalgia bait Amazon delivery simulator finds itself mixed with a small but predictable liminal mystery, leaving a chill experience to tuck into during the winter months. It retails for $13, but I got it on introductory for 10, and I'm satisfied with that exchange. The game stands out in that it doesn't try to. It lacks that try-hard indie smugness or that half-baked early access cash grab skim. It's just a chill game. Looking at the Chivos, 62% of players reach Snow Peak, their first unlockable section. I feel like this is reachable pretty early, like after the first half hour, so it's not as high as I expected. Reaching Fishing Town has 43% though, so most people are sticking with it to the third area. The shutdown ending is the highest at 16%, and the true restore ending sits at just 11%. Only 8% of players cooked a fish, which vindicates me on my own fishlessness. Christmas is right around the corner for me, and this game has kept me from all the present wrapping I'm supposed to be doing, so that's gotta say something, right? But it was a nice way to get more into the spirit. It's easy to imagine this among my older brother's catalog, or as a cousin's favorite game, playing on a CRT, Christmas tree lights reflecting dimly off the screen. It just kind of fits. And while it has some issues, it's really hard to capture something that this game has without feeling fake. Anyway, Merry Christmas. I'll catch you next time.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.